I'm going to talk to you about the taunts that Meridian has. Starting off with his Dawn Hammer. A couple of kind of decent and pretty good ability or mods that he really has. Starting off with Bludgeon. Deal 4 additional damage in the circle portion of the template. It's 3 energy costs and it gets 4 additional damage, so instead of 26 it's 30. So I would definitely take that for 1. I've been using it quite a lot in the PTS server whenever I can. It's actually pretty decent to use. The other thing is Daybreak. Gain 4 additional energy per hit while Zenith is active. So when Zenith is active, since it's a free action, and it only costs 20 energy to use it, you would gain like 4 additional energy. So if you're doing that with Dawn Hammer, that would be about 12 per hit. So that'd be quite a lot, honestly, and it'd probably keep your Zenith up a lot longer. Blunt Force, reduce the effects of cover by half, which is basically just 50%. And Path of Glory, gain haste until the end of the turn. I don't know if I agree with this being a 3 cost, maybe a 2, but haste is still a pretty good thing with the mod itself. Second ability, Reforge. The first mod is Guiding Light, can target through walls. Pretty good for terrain type stuff if you're trying to heal people. Local Anesthetic, heal you and your target for an additional 5, reduced by 1 for each space away you are. So basically, instead of giving them like 10 or the 35, it'd be like 15 or 30 or 40, but you lose 1 for if they're like maybe 6 away. So if they're 6 spaces away, then that's 6 loss. So I don't know if I would agree using something like that. It'd probably be used for most likely staying close to them, like a cork tether kind of. But I wouldn't necessarily use it because of this one, Back from the Brink. Increasing the heal amount to your targets by up to 10 more based on missing health. This is big. I like this one. Because instead of healing them for 10 or for like 35, I've seen this go up to like 45 and like 20. So this thing's freaking huge, and I love this one. Definitely use that for healing your allies. Field Medic, you gain haste till the end of the turn. Pretty straightforward. Kinetic Charger, gain 5 energy each time you are attacked by an enemy on the turn you cast this ability. So if you're attacked by 2, that's 10. Attacked by 3, 15, obviously, math is math. Third ability, Bone Shatter. Wall Shatter is the first one. Reduce the effects of cover by half. Basically just the ignore cover deal, except it's half damage instead. So instead of you hitting them for, which would be 28, it'd be 75%, I think, is how much they take instead. The second mod is Whirling Dynamo. Gain 4 additional energy per hit while Zenith is active. Pretty much just like Dawn Hammer, except it has the cone shape, which is not like the straight line area with a circle around it. Compound Fracture. Hit enemies are also weakened next turn. Pretty decent ability if you want to weaken somebody so they do less damage. Fourth ability, or fourth mod, I keep calling them abilities, sorry guys. Zealous, cooldown of Bone Shatter reduced by 1 per enemy hit past the first. So if you hit them more than 2 enemies, then it's 2 turns. And it would be up next turn, or immediately if you hit 3. So it depends upon how many you hit, the cooldown is reduced by that much. The last one, Kneecapper. Enemies that dash this turn are hit for an additional 8 damage. So if they dashed and you hit them, then it does 8 more damage, so that's about 36. Solar Strike. Mods for this one. Heavy Justice. If no target is hit in the center, all targets are slowed. It's pretty good ability. As I said again, guys, I keep calling them abilities or mods. If, say for example, because this is like Orion's basic attack, to where it's like a circle in the center, a smaller circle in the center, and then a big outer circle, and it's pretty wide. I mean, you can use this to stop people from chasing. It is pretty good to have. like I said, I don't agree with it being 3. Because if it's in the center, that's a very small amount. If it was more along the lines of the entire circle, then I would see that being 3. Shining Justice, gain 4 additional energy per hit while Zenith is active. Basically, like I said, with Bone Shatter and Dawn Hammer, same concept. Heave Ho, increase range by 1. Just making it more farther, depending upon where you want to go with it. I mean, it doesn't necessarily need that, unless you just want to give an additional, like, energy. If you have, like, 1 energy left, I would say probably use that. Flashpoint, increase central damage by 3 for each enemy hit in the outer ring. So, increase central damage by 3. Okay, so my understanding of this is that for each enemy hit in the outer ring, if I hit 1 enemy that's in the center, I think they take more than what they would normally have. I think it counts each Freelancer that's in the circle. Like if there's 2, then that's 6 damage or 9. I'm assuming that's what that means. Don't get me wrong, I really don't know exactly. I've never really used that mod. But that's my assumption of what it could possibly be like. Is ultimate now with the mods with this one. Sunbathing, allies in the aura gain 2 energy, increasing by 2 each turn it is active. So, allies will gain energy as long as Zenith is activated. So as long as you have energy to consume, and Zenith is active, with gaining that 15 shield, they'll also gain energy with it. But also would increase by 2 each turn. So, because Zenith is a free action, and Zenith has the sad ability of, and I only say sad because it kind of, for 15 shield, maybe 20, I would like that if it was 20, but because of how it is right now, you get 15 shield, and then it goes reduced by 20 energy, and the next turn's 40, and then 60 is doubled every time. So, if that's the case and you have 100, then by the 60 turn, it would be 6 energy. Kind of know what I'm saying a little bit. It's really hard to explain because Atlas Reactor doesn't necessarily have a whole lot of free actions when it comes, especially to ultimates. There are a lot of free actions in the game, but not like Meridians, especially one like how, for example, Juno has her ultimate to only last like 2 turns or 3 turns, however much energy you have. Those types of abilities don't really exist a whole lot in Atlas Reactor. There's not a whole lot of them. So it's hard to try to explain how these kind of things work. But that's my understanding of it. So for each turn that is active, instead of being 2, it'd be 4, and then 6, and then if you have enough, 8. So that's how much energy you would gain. Sunblock, gain 3 extra self-shield per enemy in the aura. So when you use Zenith, and it's a very wide area, you shield yourself, you shield your allies, but you also weaken your opponents. So, no, I take that back. Do you weaken your opponent? No, you do not weaken. Oh, I was thinking of something else entirely, my bad. If the enemies are in the circle area, then you'll gain 3 additional extra enemy or extra shield yourself. So if there's 2, then you gain 6. So instead of 15, you gain 21 health or 21 shield. Praising the Sun, shielding amount increases by 3 each turn it is active. This one I kind of like because you are gaining 3 shield additional to the 15 every turn Zenith is active. So instead of 15, it's 18. And that's way better coverage for you and your allies than it is just random 15. The more you could sustain damage before you fully take it, the better off you'll be in the long run. So Unstoppable. Allies also gain Unstoppable the first turn is active. Basically meaning that once you cast it, you get unstoppable instead of the next turn that is activated again. Sunburst, allies affected by Zenith gain 5 extra healing from Reforge. Basically stating instead of the 10, it's the 15, or the 35, it's the 40. It just gains 5 additional. So if you used Reforge, Back from the Brink, and Sunburst, that's almost 50 health you could bring back from people. And that's pretty much it, guys. I wanted to get this out before the mods would break again, because whenever I try to go on the PTS server to do this type of stuff, it'll have like a sword all over here, and all of these abilities will not ever pop. They're bugged for sure. So I was glad able to get it now so I could show you guys. But anyway,